So I did a video already on why everyone should be a minimalist, but I actually wanted to share with you how minimalism actually changed my life for the better. I discovered the minimalists in my high school years in what can only be described as the Great Depression, which funnily enough was followed by the Roaring Twenties, which I'm in right now. Regardless to say, times were tough during this time for me. And I'm really surprised that during this time, I didn't shave my head and drop all my worldly possessions and become a monk. Well, I actually did one of those things, and I didn't shave my head, so it's probably the other one. My minimalism journey was split into two different phases. This period of time was not really like the Purge, but at the same time it was. My room had gotten to the point where I had hoarded so much stuff that there was literally so many things inside of my room and I couldn't keep track of anything whatsoever. Listening to the Minimalist podcast, what I realized is that I had so much stuff inside of my house, inside of my room, that was cluttering my life and didn't really have any purpose there. I wouldn't really call myself a hoarder, but I really had stuff in there that I was just keeping just in case, you know. This is something that you fall into a trap in. You're like, I'm probably going to use this, but you really never do. And so after this, I was really inspired. I realized that I now have to start throwing things away to make room for things that actually matter. So I decided to apply their 90-day rule, where essentially if you haven't used it in the last 90 days and you don't plan it to use it in the next 90 days, you kind of have to throw it out. Now, I think I'm a bad minimalist because in the last video, I was talking about throwing away my PlayStation 4 because I haven't touched it in the last 90 days and I'm probably not going to touch it in the next 90 days, but I have some attachment to it. I don't want to throw it away. I'm a bad minimalist. So I did this all in one sitting. I did it all by myself. I didn't have any help whatsoever. I threw away everything. But I definitely recommend, if you were to do this on your own, to ask 2 or 3 friends to come over to help you throw away things, to get you kind of like a level-headed judgment on whether something should be thrown out or whether it should stay here. After everything in my room was packed away, I put all the things inside of garbage bags. I should have probably used like cardboard boxes, but garbage bags are more readily available in my house, and so I just used those instead. After everything in my room was packed, I either sold, donated, or threw away old things, and so I tried my best to not throw away too many things because I know that things that I might find garbage, some other people might find really good to get. To go even further, I decided to do this with my relationships and the things that I was doing with my life as well. I realized that there were a lot of friendships that were kind of weighing me down. There were a lot of hobbies that I didn't really enjoy. There was a lot of things that I was doing that didn't really bring me meaning, joy, or value. After I got rid of everything, I literally sat down and I was like, damn, is this all I have left? Because it really feels like it's just me, myself, and my thoughts. That's what it felt like. This part of the journey was probably the most enjoyable part. Now, one of the misconceptions with minimalism is just getting rid of things and not having anything at all. But that's not really what minimalism is. It's giving space and giving room for things that actually matter. And so the rebuild is just as important as taking things away. And honestly, slowly but surely, I was slowly adding things into my life that was providing me value on a day-to-day basis. If you came into my room and you really looked around inside of my room, you probably would not be able to tell that I'm a minimalist. Let's have a look. So hopefully this footage is not too shaky. Now, seriously, I've got a laptop, I've got a keyboard, I have an external monitor. Like, I don't go too crazy with this whole minimalism thing. Like, I've got a rack full of clothes. Like, I don't just have white shirts. So it's not like I have nothing. And maybe I'm not a conventional minimalist. People get this weird misconception that minimalism is this thing that deprives you of like joy and happiness, and like, it couldn't be further from the truth. Now, all of this stuff came during the rebuild. I was slowly acquiring new things. And honestly, to this day, I'm kind of somewhat horrible when it comes to minimalism, but every single thing that I purchase, I make sure that it has value, it has purpose, and it's going to add value into my life. The thing with this period of time is that you have to be really, really careful with the things that you're throwing away and the things that you're keeping and the things that you're bringing into your life, because you can very easily bring stuff back into your life and become incredibly cluttered again. Once you bring all of this clutter back into your life, you're going to be in the same position that you were before, and you're just going to start from square one again. Once I started bringing things into my life that brought me value, it started intoxicating other areas of my life as well. I was really, really careful with what I actually brought into my life. I made sure if my relationships and the things that I was doing were bringing me meaning, bringing me purpose, and bringing me passion inside of my life. So I can safely say to you that minimalism really changed my life in a very positive way. And I really implore you to incorporate some elements of minimalism into your daily life so that you can live happy, meaningful, and passionate lives. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos that I did on minimalism, make sure to check it out right here. Otherwise, I've got plenty of other videos that you can check out as well, and I'll see you over there.